Okay, so let's talk about people shifting to the Lightning Network since there's a high in transaction fee on the Bitcoin network. Okay, so we'll get into that, but first let's get an update on the BTC chart and on the other altcoins too. Okay, so if you're liking this content, just give it a like. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's take an update on the BTC chart. Okay, so right now BTC can do two things. Okay, so if you go on a 30-minute chart, you'll see that Bitcoin will probably break this. Okay, so once if it breaks this resistance right now and it goes above 27,750, then we are more probably going up, and the full market also is going up, the cryptocurrency, right? But if we are on a downward trend, and right now Bitcoin broke this support at 27,750 support, makes this a resistance, which now it's doing, and then it's probably going down. Okay, so on 30-minute chart, if it does this, it breaks this resistance and makes a higher high, then a small high low, and then more probably going to break. Okay, but if we are on a downward trend, we are going to 26,781. Okay, so now we need to take all this data and we need to transfer it into the Ethereum and the other altcoins. Okay, so now let's check on the Ethereum chart. Okay, so here is the Ethereum chart. Okay, so Ethereum 2 needs to break this resistance. Okay, so if Ethereum doesn't break, it's here only. Okay, so right now it's having another candle. If it breaks, it's going to have on a 30-minute chart, it'll give a small high, then a small high low, and it's more probably going to break. Okay, that's unless Bitcoin breaks that resistance at 27,750. Okay, but if Bitcoin doesn't break and it's going on a downward trend to 26,781, then this too would put a nice short position right here, and then we ride it all the way to, we put a short entry right here. Okay, so right here we enter short entry because it broke this, and we put our take profits for Ethereum at 1,773. Okay, so as of now it's bearish. Okay, so now let's talk about your next one, which is your AVAX. Okay, so for AVAX you don't long and short because it's over here only, because short it'll just go till here. Okay, so we just keep an eye. Okay, but if you'll enter long back or short, then you put your stop loss here, probably hit, right? So we just need to wait. Okay, we don't need to enter short and long on AVAX. Okay, so now let's talk about your next one, which is your Solana. Okay, so for Solana also we don't need to enter short, long, but you can see that it's more, if it is here, right, is here, like this it'll do. Okay, so if it's a right now there, it's going to do on a 30-minute chart like that, small high, it will do. If it's bearish, it'll do like that, and it's more probably going down. Okay, but they're bearish. Okay, but so for your Solana also we don't need to long and short because there's not that much position, there's not that much gains left. Okay, so Solana also we keep aside. Okay, now let's talk about a dot. Okay, so for a dot we have something. Okay, so right now if your BTC breaks that, if your BTC doesn't break that 27,750 resistance, okay, then only, if it doesn't break, then your dot is more probably going down to this support at $5.25, right? But if Bitcoin goes to 26,781, right, 26,781, then if only if your dot breaks this support at $5.25, makes this a resistance, we enter short right here and we ride it or take profits right here at $4.67. Okay, but if your Bitcoin breaks it, then right now you can see this resistance. Okay, you can see this resistance supporting this small resistance, right? So if it keeps support this resistance, if it doesn't break this resistance, okay, then it's more probably going up. Okay, more probably going up. I'll put it as green. Okay, so I can understand. Okay, that's until if it breaks this, then you know it's going here, and if once it breaks this, you can enter short. But till then you don't need to enter long because it's more probably being bearish, right? So you can't even enter long. Okay, so only a short entry would be here once it breaks. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your Cardano. Okay, so see your Cardano is nicely over here. Okay, Cardano is here. Okay, so if Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance at 27,750 and it's going to 26,781, then your ADA will break this support at 0.35 cents. Once it breaks this, makes the resistance, we can enter short right here, and we can ride it all the way to 0.32 cents. Okay, so that's the short. But if Bitcoin breaks that resistance, right? If Bitcoin breaks the resistance, then this we'll check on that only if it breaks. Okay, so if it breaks, then this will do a small higher high, okay, and then another higher high, then we'll enter here or somewhere. Okay, so we'll check on that, but till now it's not doing that, so we can't exactly tell that it's going up. Okay, so we only take a short if it breaks this. Okay, so now let's talk about your next one, which is your algo. Okay, so algo, it reaches here, it's a good opportunity to buy because this is the third time it's touching this at 0.16 cents. I'll show you on a daily so I'll know exactly what I meant. Okay, so if you see algo chart, the time it touched here was on 2022, and right now it's 2023, right? So it touched here one time, then the next time also it touched is over here. It's over here. The time it touched there is over here. Okay, so the last two times it touches in 2020, and here you can say if it touched on 2019. Okay, so it didn't touch, but it almost touched. You see here, it didn't touch that line, but it almost touched. Okay, so here see 2019, it didn't touch almost. Okay, so now you all know that this will be a good buying opportunity, right, for your algo chart. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your near chart. Okay, so for near chart also you don't need to long and short because the profit short is so small, and if you long it, it's right here. Okay, so we just need to wait and watch, okay, what BTC does next to get a proper. But ADA and DOT almost has a good entry for short, okay, if Bitcoin goes to 26,781. Okay, so for a phantom chart, okay, so for your phantom chart right now, okay, so this one doesn't have, but if right now it's bearish, you can see if it right now, okay, so we need more confirmation. Okay, so we can't just short it right here, we need some time. Okay, so for phantom also we have nothing, we don't have shorts, no longs. Okay, so just wait, only dot and ADA has that shorts. Okay, no longs. Okay, so now let's talk about your next one. Let's talk about your crypto trends. Okay, so we've seen on that, so crypto trends, there's nothing pumping, but yesterday's trend we've seen, right? So yesterday's is there here. Okay, so this short, if it breaks, you can say this resistance, if it breaks this resistance, only if it breaks this resistance. Okay, your STX, if it breaks this resistance, right now it's going down, so it's more probably short, right? So if it breaks this resistance, you can say this 0.6 0.64 it probably broke this resistance, made a small resistance. Right now it's doing that, but if it keeps going down, right, you can short it. Okay, for your this STX chart. Okay, so STX chart is coming nice to short, but it can even pump. Okay, so because there's no that much dump, right, we need to check on that, see, because it's pumping. So that's why I'm saying you need to wait till it breaks this support at around 0.60%. Once it breaks that support, we know that it's going down. Okay, so we need to check on that only if it breaks this support 0.60%. Okay, for STX, then we can short. Okay, so now let's go into your, let's check on yesterday's trend, okay, of your 𝗧𝗶𝗺. Okay, so 𝗧𝗶𝗺 has a good buying this signal, right, because keep going up. Okay, so we need to wait a small dump to enter and see. Okay, we'll check on 𝗧𝗶𝗺. Okay, 𝗧𝗶𝗺 is also not done. Okay, so now let's go straight to the crypto news. Okay, so the first news is okay, so for it, okay, so yeah, okay, so Ethereum validators earn a record of 46 million as staking reward rate surges. Okay, so as you know that as per the headlines that there's a 40% increase in the income of the validator. Okay, so that's kind of a bullish news for Ethereum as more users also will come to validate the Ethereum network, okay? Because the surge in the reward is because of the meme coin, right? The trend in the meme coin, it caused a high fees of the gas fees. It caused high gas fees, okay? So if you see here, the Ethereum, this is the Ethereum deposit and the staking. So the Ethereum staking is just increasing. This is kind of a bullish news for Ethereum, as even that in the last 2-3 news we have seen that the institution too are they are they are investing and staking. They are taking their Ethereum, right? Once when Ethereum went to proof of stake, the institutions are they're staking their Ethereum, right? So this is kind of a bullish news for the Ethereum network in the long term, okay? And if you see here, the Ethereum staking is just increasing. You can see here, just increasing after the proof of stake, okay? So now let's talk about your next news, which is here, okay? So EY, that's Ernst and Young, launches Ethereum based carbon emission tracking platform, okay? So what they did right now, they launched a solution where enterprise can track their carbon emission, okay? So that's what they launched, and they launched it on the Ethereum network, okay? So now let's talk about your next one, which is your 1 second, okay? So yeah, okay. Galaxy Digital post 134 million first quarter profit on a strong showing for crypto, okay? So right now, if you see that Galaxy Digital, okay, a crypto focused financial service firm, okay? So what they did is they showed their first quarter profit, which is around 130 million. This is their first profit, okay? So the previous they have losses also of around of end of 2021 they had around 134 million in loss, okay? So sorry, they had around, here if you see the loss, they had around 111, yeah, last time's million loss, okay? So this is kind of a bullish news since they made a profit, right? The first time profit. This will even lead to more people coming into crypto after seeing this, okay? So now let's talk about your next news, which is here's the thumbnails news, okay? African moves to lightning network, okay? Lightning and stablecoin as Bitcoin transaction fees source, okay? So right now you know that the Bitcoin users, some people are the users, especially in Africa, they use the Bitcoin network on a regular basis, okay? So for them it's a problem because the transaction fees of Bitcoin started to reach high levels, right, of 17 to $20 for one transaction, okay? So the Bitcoin users in Africa, they turn to Lightning network or stablecoin because on the Lightning network, which is a layer 2 on the Bitcoin, is kind of cheap, right? And even stablecoin transactions are like neglectable. You can't see there's no fees and all. Okay, so right now they are shifting to the Lightning network. And if you see that why the fees are high, since the introduction of the Bitcoin ordinals and the BRC20 tokens on the Bitcoin network, right? So this will be a big, you see that there'll be a big demand for layer 2s on Bitcoin, and which is Lightning network. So if you see in the potential future, you can see that the layer 2 should be user friendly and a smooth transaction, okay? So the layer 2s on Ethereum will have a huge demand, okay? So as the Bitcoin ordinals and BRC20 tokens are increasing the fees of the Bitcoin, okay? So going forward, we need to see that the layer 2s are going to take that. Okay, so now let's talk about your next news, which is Marathon teams up with Abu Dhabi 02 for Middle East first large scale liquid cooled Bitcoin mining. Okay, so Marathon Digital and 02, they 02 with which is backed by Abu Dhabi Sovereign Fund. Okay, they to establish the okay. So right now they are going to make their own liquid cooled Bitcoin mining. Okay, so it's going to be a first in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so that's kind of a bullish news for the Bitcoin, the full ecosystem, as even the Middle East also is entering to for Bitcoin mining, right? So it will be one of the first scale Bitcoin mining in Middle East, right? So now let's talk about your next news, which is NFT project 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 secures 9 million in funding. Okay, so right now they are going to take that money and they're going to do it on commercializing the brand, okay, intellectual property, and expand in merchandise offerings. Okay, so that's what they're going to do with the money that they raised. Okay, so now let's talk about the next news. Arbitrum DAO to receive over 303,350 ETH in revenue from transaction fees. Okay, so right now with the transaction fees on Arbitrum, which is around, which if you see that, which you see that 3,350 ETH, which is around 6.2 million. Okay, so they are going to give it to their Arbitrum DAO. Okay, with the money that they have got from transaction fees from the Arbitrum network. Okay, so now let's talk about your next news. See, here's the tweet that they have said. They're going to give it perspective for the Arbitrum DAO. Okay, transaction fees. Okay, so now let's talk about your next news. Madly NFT flow price surges after Elon Musk tweets. Okay, so if you see that this Madly NFT, Elon Musk tweeted. Okay, so this here is the tweet that he tweeted. Elon Musk tweeted, "There is no meme. I love you." So this NFT, the flow price was around 3.8. Okay, so when Elon Musk tweeted, it went around 7.3. The flow price of this NFT. Okay, maybe it's related or it's not related, but because Elon Musk posted, the flow price went to 7.3 ETH. Okay, so now let's talk about the next news. Coinbase calls Pepe a hate symbol, prompting calls to boycott the exchange. Okay, so Coinbase didn't wanted to list the token Pepe. Okay, so and they started to email users. They started to email users what you should know about Pepe, the meme coin. Okay, so they kind of did a hate thing of meme of this meme coin, which if you could see that the other exchange. Okay, so if you see this, the other exchange, which is Gemini, right? Gemini said Gemini 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 said that they will list the token since of the hate, and over here users are like, the user said, one of the users said, "I will be closing my personal business account from Coinbase and moving them to Gemini." Okay, so Gemini kind of like capitalized on this hate of Coinbase and listed the token. Okay, while as Coinbase didn't wanted to list, they send users, they send emails, right? That is a hate, it's a hate symbol. Okay, so this is kind of a bearish news for Coinbase, right? Since they were started to send emails to users. Okay, so that's it for crypto news. And if you like content like this, just give it a like, hit that subscribe button, ping the notification bell on so you don't miss content like this and you're early to watch. Okay, so peace out, crypto fam.